In Tendring, North Essex, we have what Colchester Refugee, Asylum Seekers and Migrant Action, RAMA, are calling the Tendring Neglect Emergency. The harrowing story, which we will hear about in a moment, has been covered by The Guardian, ITV and BBC News programmes. RAMA is looking for neglected refugees to secure what they're entitled to under the Convention on the Rights for Persons with Disabilities. RAMA want the refugees to receive what they're entitled to under the law. We want Tendring District Council, Essex County Council's Health and Wellbeing Board, Clear Springs, the government contractor, and the Home Office to fulfil their legal and moral responsibilities. On the 11th of July, a delegation from RAMA visited Tendring Council to ask for action to address the refugees' needs, and here's what the delegation said.
My name is Maria Wilby. I'm here as operational lead of RAMA, Refugee, Asylum Seeker and Migrant Action.
And what are you doing at Tendring District Council's full council meeting today?
Well, Tendring District Council have in their area a site that has been chosen by the Home Office to house people who are seeking asylum but who have been identified as having additional needs. So they have serious disabilities. They have either or both physical and mental health needs.
And tell me about some of the cases, the harrowing cases that you've been talking about in the media.
So there are people there who are non-verbal, there are people there who are paraplegic, there are people there who have multiple disabilities, so their mental health is so bad that they have to have a best interests signature. They're not able to really understand what's happening to them. And those people are in a site that is effectively a level access hotel. People tell us today that they've been told by their doctor that they're at serious risk of diabetes and heart attack unless they change their diet. But they have no choices. The food is provided by the Home Office. It's of very poor quality. It's highly spiced, highly fatty, highly salty, and this is exactly the food they've been warned not to eat. So even from those basics of what food you have, where you sleep, there's no suitable mattresses for people who are paraplegic, there are no hoists, so even if somebody comes to help somebody up, there is no hoist with which to do that. There is nobody on site who is trained with any mental health training, there's nobody on site who's trained with any physical lifting training, and there's nobody on site who's actually trained in order to make social services referrals to get some of the assessments done that need to be done.
And I understand one gentleman who was a wheelchair user actually died at the site?
One gentleman who should have been in a wheelchair died. He'd been at the site since it first opened in November. He was very much loved by all of us and the other residents. He was a very, very positive gentleman. He'd had 2 massive strokes previously and shuffled very badly and fell quite a lot. He was told very early on in his journey through the UK that he needed to have a wheelchair. We had to make the wheelchair assessment referral for him because nobody bothered to do that from his GP or anywhere else. And sadly, before that came through, he died.
That's a terrible story. I should imagine a lot of people listening to this video will want to do something about it, Maria. What can they do?
So they can lobby Tendring District Council, they can ask the Health and Wellbeing Board of Essex and North Essex why they're not doing more, why they're not visiting the site and understanding the needs of people for themselves. This is the thing that really I don't understand. Nobody has come there except us. One of the tendering officers came once and that's been it. There are people there who are quite literally going to die unless somebody steps in. So we need people to lobby all of those organisations, and then the ultimate responsibility is obviously the Home Office, who appoint Clear Springs Ready Homes as their accommodation providers. We've seen the contract that they hold. We've issued pre-action protocols against both the Home Office and Essex County Council for their failure to uphold the rights of the people in their care.
And I understand you've got a letter you want people to sign.
We have got a letter, so it's already had 162 signatures just since last Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. And many of the people who've signed have been national organisations for disability rights and for migrant rights.
Yeah, it's a fantastic list. Maria, what's your final message to the councillors in the meeting that we're lobbying tonight?
I would love them to come and spend an hour with the people who are resident in their area and understand from them, without me or anybody else having to speak for those people, their needs. Because those are residents of this area. They are people who may well end up living here for the rest of their lives. and they need to be heard. And I'm sure that some of those counsellors will be deeply touched by the stories that people have to tell and by the difficult circumstances in which they are currently living.
Thank you very much.
So please everybody, look in the details beneath this YouTube video and sign the letter and get behind the campaign to get the refugees in Tendring the support they deserve.